So a recap of long division with numbers if you didn't remember. Your teachers would have said back in the day, well, when you're doing long division, you take the 13 and you look at the beginning numbers. Are there any 13s in 2? No. But if I go to 27, how many 13s are there in 27? There's 2 of them. And your teacher would have said, and you need to write the 2 on top there, above the 7. And this was very confusing, grade 7, like, why does it have to be there? But we're going to explain all of that in a second. And then you took the 2 and times it by 13 because you are going to show that, yes, I got close to 27 with 2 times 13, which is 26. And your teacher would have said, subtract. And you got 27 minus 26 is 1, and they said, oh, just bring down the other numbers. And then we repeat the process. So now, my new number is 148. Is there any 13s in the 1? No. But if I go to 2 numbers, are there any 13s in 14? Yes, there's 1. So now we write the 1 above the 4. 1 times 13 is 13, and we subtract 14 minus 13 is 1, bring down the 8, 18. And we do this process a third time. Now my number is 18. Are there any 13s in 18? 1. Write that 1 above the 8. Multiply 1 times 13, just like before. Subtract, and you get a 5. Now, are there any 13s in 5? No. So our answer has a remainder of 5. Now, we're going to redo that process. I color-coded it to show you that you just do the same thing over and over again. What I did in the blue, I repeated and did in the green. I repeated, I did in the purple, until I could not do it anymore. And that's my remainder. Now, what happens with long division, which makes it confusing and makes you want to not remember it, is like, well, why does this work? And why do we put numbers the way that they are? And what are some things that might have actually helped us? Well, when looking at the 27, that 27 is not just any 27. It's technically 2,700. And when I look at how many hundreds are in 2,700, there's how many, right? 200 times 13 is actually, I could add these zeros, because that 2 is put in the hundreds column to represent 200.
Sorry for the interruption. Just a reminder that there's a mandatory meeting for all students going on the Paris, Spain trip that's happening next week. That's a mandatory meeting for all students going to the Paris, Spain trip that's happening next week. Thank you.
Okay. That 2, the reason they told you to write it above the 7 is because it's actually in your hundreds. And 2 times 1,300 makes 2,600. That got you close to 2,748, but has still 148 left. Now how many 13s are 148? Well, we just look at the 10s. Technically, there could be another 0 here. When I write that 1 in green, it's really a 10. And 10 times 13 is 130. But in long division, we don't write those extra zeros because it's sort of like wasted time. This is the idea of long division.
Hi, sorry for the interruption again. All choir students, please go to the gymnasium right away for a sound check. That's all choir students. You're needed in the gymnasium right now for a sound check. Thank you.
So long division says, look at the beginning of the number. How many 27s fit into 42? There would be 1. 1 times 27 is 27. Subtract. That 1 represents 100. You can fit 127s into this, but you cannot fit 227s into that. So we know our first number is going to be a 100. When I subtract, I get 15. I still have the 1 and the 2. This time, there's no 27s and 1s, no 27s and 15. I have to look at 151. How many 27s are there in 151? 6 times 27 is 162. That's too much. I'm going to go with 5. 5 times 27 will be 135. I subtract, leaving me with 162. Oh, good, I did that math already. Because 6 times this is 162. Gives me no remainder. This one divided perfectly. What do these answers mean? Is our bell going to ring very soon? We got a minute. Okay. This first answer means that 2,748 is very close to 13 times 211. But it doesn't work out perfectly because there's a remainder of 5. If I multiply this out, I'm going to get 2,743. I have to add 5 to make it work. It was close, but not perfect. That remainder of 5 means if I multiply these together, I'm going to be 5 off. I have to add that to make it work. Okay, this one tells me perfectly that 4,212 is 27 times 156. What we're going to do tomorrow, we're going to do this with algebra. Long division with polynomials.